afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. We're going to begin today's program in the pumpkin patch. This summer, hundreds of kids across Vermont are taking part in the 4-H Great Pumpkin Contest. Rebecca Gollin recently checked in with some youngsters in Orwell to find out how they're doing and what they're learning.
Everyone knows that great pumpkins don't just come from the sky. At least most people do. A real great pumpkin takes time, patience, and a lot of water.
Pumpkins need a lot of water, and then the sunlight is like right there into them. We thought we should give them more than usual since they could dry out easily.
At this pumpkin patch in Orwell, just getting the water is a challenge. Set up on a hill with no running water nearby, every bucket is brought up on an ATV.
We brought them up in the gator and put them in the back. I was in the back holding them down for they don't knock over.
Despite the challenges, the pumpkins have grown a lot since they were planted. How big were they then?
They're like probably this big.
And now?
Yeah. They're a lot bigger than last time I saw them.
A combined effort of the Williams siblings, Mason, Alexandra, Juliana, and Bella. The patch is part of a 4-H giant pumpkin growing contest. The kids are all in the Mount Independence 4-H Club. It's a dairy group, and they spend most of their time showing cows and doing fundraisers to support their time at different fairs. Ranging in age from 8 to 15, the pumpkin contest offered a rare opportunity for the siblings to do a 4-H project together.
They all can kind of do it together, and it's not broken down by age group or birth dates or whatever, and it's something that we can do at home.
The thing is, they're not quite sure what kind of pumpkins they're growing. That's part of the contest.
So we got mailed these seeds in this package, and they are all mystery seeds, so anyone who wanted to join the contest, they got seeds too.
Each youth received 10 seeds, and they received either variety A or variety B, and we just randomly gave a package of seeds to each of the children who had signed up, and so they don't know which variety they have. And
the contest is the brainchild of 4-H educator Martha Manning. The idea is that 4-H provides the seeds, and the rest is up to the kids. The youth with the biggest pumpkin at the end wins.
And it originally started out as just a simple idea of let's get kids to grow something so they will become interested in growing and gardening and all the skills that come from gardening, and it just kind of went viral. We ended up with over 354 youth from 94 towns in the state of Vermont growing pumpkins.
Did they start looking different right away?
They started growing at different paces. So like I would have like the smallest and my other siblings would have like bigger, and like some haven't even sprouted yet.
Any idea what kind they might be?
I'm not sure, but we think that if their leaves are bigger and like the actual plant is bigger, then we think that the pumpkins will be bigger when they grow.
Do you think that you guys might have the same kind of pumpkin?
Maybe. I don't think Bella will because her seeds were like a different color, yeah.
Some of them have different leaves. They grew at different paces, but now they're all about huge.
Though the mystery is part of the fun, all of the pumpkin varieties have the potential to grow what are considered giant pumpkins, which are in excess of 50 pounds. Now that flowers are starting to blossom and a few small fruits have appeared, Manning says the secret won't last much longer.
The varieties have very distinct characteristics, and you will be able to tell. And they actually will be able to tell once those plants have set fruit, and I think after they've set fruit for a few weeks, they will be able to tell.
At the end of the contest, participants will bring their pumpkins to get weighed, and the biggest pumpkin will win. More important than winning are the skills these 4-H'ers will pick up along the way.
Like they're going to learn the responsibility of taking care of these plants, how important it is to water their plants, the responsibility that, you know, if you don't weed your plants, they're probably not going to do very well. So there's a lot of lessons that they're going to learn along the way that they're going to actually kind of teach themselves, which has a lot to do with the whole 4-H experiential learning model.
We've watched them, they've gotten a lot bigger, obviously, since we planted them. And we put down mulch so it would be easier to weed, so we wouldn't have to use the weed killer. And we had to dust them with the 7 dust to protect them from the cucumber beetles because they were starting to eat the plants.
Although they have grown pumpkins with their family before, having their own patch is a new experience for the kids. And while there are some theories about what kind of pumpkins each might be growing, it will be a few more weeks before they get any answers.
Well, I think my oldest sister would have a different kind because me, my sister, and my brother all have like the same leaf kind of, and then my oldest sister has like a rounder shape of a leaf than all of us.
Any predictions about who might wind up with the biggest pumpkin?
You know, we don't know. We've been talking about this for a while. We're just not sure. We're going to have to see.
While the siblings are not ready to predict who will have the biggest pumpkin, general consensus is they'll have a lot. So you guys are going to have a lot of pumpkins.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have like 13 or more. Yeah, I think more.
In Orwell, I'm Rebecca Gollin with Across the Fence.
Thank you, Rebecca. In the heat of summer, one of the best treats is ice cream. For our next segment, Keith Silva takes us to East Hardwick to meet a family of ice cream makers.
There's nothing quite like the taste of ice cream.
It's that taste on your tongue, it's that heaviness on your tongue that you want to be able to feel the creaminess. When it hits your tongue, is that texture, that feeling, that first bite is the most important, because that's the one you remember.
Better than eating ice cream is when you live across the street from where it's made, and your whole family works together. Kingdom Creamery in East Hardwick produces premium ice cream, soft serve mixes, and yogurt. The business is run by 3 generations of the Michaud family, and everyone helps out.
We are selling our story. We have a farm family from Vermont, and we're working hard to make a quality product, and we are succeeding at that.
When Jeremy Michaud and his brothers wanted to run the dairy farm that has been in their family since the early 1950s, the previous owner wasn't so sure it was the best idea.
My father told me it was, you're foolish when I wanted to go into dairy farming. And I think he told all of us that. That's why we all got sent to college. It was the hope that we would find something different. But when it's kind of in your blood, it's hard to shake that.
Hard work and determination are the foundation of every business, but good intentions don't pay the bills. When the price paid to farmers for their milk bottomed out in 2009, the Michauds knew they had to move with the times or else.
The milk pricing system has got some flaws, some real flaws in it. It's not keeping pace with the cost of production. We're seeing our inputs skyrocket, be it fuel, be it feed, be it the price of labor, and all of those components. And, that milk check still comes, and it's just, okay, where's the rest of it? It's like rubbing pennies together to make nickels. It just was impossible. And we all had growing families, we were all married. The business had expanded to certainly its limits, I think, with where we wanted it to be. The next step would have been a major move to a different location. You relocated the entire family, the entire farm, and invested significantly for basically the same end result, which was commodity milk prices again.
The market for milk might have been bust, but it was boom times for local food and value-added products. The Michauds had the means. What they needed was a plan.
It kind of batted around the idea of doing something like this, but all of it required a rather extensive plan, something that none of us really knew how to do from A to Z in this much detail was something we had no familiarity with. So that's when we contacted Farm Viability. It was the best decision we could have made was working with Rose.
That's a really nice compliment.
Rose Wilson works for the Vermont Farm Viability Enhancement Program. It's a collaboration between the Vermont Housing Conservation Board, the Agency of Agriculture, and the University of Vermont Extension. The program offers business planning and technical assistance to Vermont farmers.
One of the things that definitely stood out for me with the Michauds was their commitment and their drive and determination to, seeing this through and finding a way that would work.
You start the process basically with a blank sheet of paper, and then at the end, you have a 700-page business plan. You test the business plan to lenders on feasibility studies. You test all those theories, and they start poking holes in it. So you need to still have that resource available to you again to help plug the holes and come up with the right solutions.
I want people to poke holes in that business plan, because the more someone pokes a hole on it while it's in paper form, we can fix those holes. And then we know that when nobody can poke any more holes in it, it is that much more likely to be successful when you actually go to implementation.
It would have been very easy for me to set the business plan on a shelf and say it's good enough. But with farm viability and with Rose keeping pushing, and every challenge we ran into led to a revisit of the business plan, and well, we got to fix this section, it's not clear. And it's very important when you go and sit in front of bankers, when you're looking for financing for something like this.
It's their business plan, it's their future, and we're here to help them make that happen. And so it's a relationship. It's not a one-off. It's not I come in, I tell you what to do, and then you do it. People really value the relationship, and I think one of the things that people like about the program is that we aren't just we come in and we go out, but that they're able to, we come back in a year and check on them and say, how is it going? Because someone's future is a really important thing, and to just swoop in and swoop out, it kind of devalues that. So I think that's one of the biggest things. It shows respect.
While he continued to farm and to adjust his business plan, Jeremy also continued to perfect his technique for making ice cream. No classes, no secret family recipe. He read, he did his research, and he kept taste testing.
It's easier to tweak it now because I know what I like. I know what I expect, I know what I want. In the beginning it was like, well, this is good enough. And then you found out later, no, it's not good enough. Right. Let's tweak it some more. Now I can taste something and tell you what's wrong with it and how I'm going to fix it.
We're now making ice cream and yogurt products fresh from the farm.
Making your own value-added product means marketing your own value-added product. So the Michauds took their ice cream on the road.
When you are shipping milk, the marketing piece is not there. And the milk truck comes in the yard and the milk goes away and you're paid for your milk, and that, and then you move on to your chores the next day. After, beginning the ice cream business, that piece of the marketing and, business end sort of changed for us. And, you do look at business in a different way, because now you've got that whole marketing piece to fulfill and promote your business.
Events like the Vermont Farm Show allow the Michauds to give consumers a taste of their products and to tell their story.
I want to tell them I'm the one that made this product. I'm the one that milked this cow this morning, and I'm proud of it. And I want to know what you think of our product, and get the feedback from them, and move on to the next store or consumer that we want to sell to. It is a family effort, and we're pretty proud of it.
Ice cream is welcome at any occasion, and it brings out the kid in all of us. For the Michauds, Kingdom Creamery is and will always be about the kids.
I think for us it was either now or never. We're young still. We still got the energy to put up a fight like this and make this a reality and make it a success. I look at my sons and I'm just thinking, this is for them, this isn't for me. And I feel good about that. And if the burden of making that a success falls on us, right now I'm okay with that too. Because someday it'll be easier for them.
Dairy farming is a tough row to hoe, and yet, with a bit of help, some ingenuity, and hard-nosed determination, the Michaud family proves that the results can be pretty sweet. In East Hardwick, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
Thank you, Keith, and thank you for joining us. That's our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. I'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.